Hi everybody, Dr. Daniel, physical therapist here. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to decrease hip pain. Whether you've had an injury where you tweaked it the wrong way or you have arthritis, I'm going to be showing you stretches and strengthening exercises to help decrease that pain. I do have to give a disclaimer: if you've had a total hip replacement, the stretches are not for you. I do not do the stretches, but you can do the strengthening. Are you ready to get started? Alright, let's get started. Alright, we're going to be starting with the stretches first. You can do these on your bed or on the floor on a yoga mat. So if you're having a lot of hip pain, it's probably better to do them on your bed. The first stretch we're going to be doing is to stretch out the posterior hip muscles. So if you want to lie down on your back, and then you're going to bring whatever hip you're having problems with. Say it's my right hip, you're going to straighten your left leg, bring your right knee towards your chest. Hold underneath of your knee, not on top, so you don't hurt your knee joint. Pull up until you feel a stretch right in the posterior area of your hip, in your buttocks area. Pulling, hold for 15 to 30 seconds, up to a minute. And that's with all the stretches that we're going to be doing. That's the same hold time for all of them. Try them 2 or 3 reps. Try that at least twice a day. That's number 1. Number 2 is a hamstring stretch. So the hamstring crosses the back of the hip, attaches to the ischial tuberosity, your butt bone. So you want to be stretching that muscle too. The easiest way to stretch your hamstring is grab a belt, whatever belt you can find in your house, put a loop in it, just like that, and then you want to put the loop around the arch of your foot. You can do this even before you lay down, it's fine. You get a better stretch with your other leg straight, but if it's too much and you can't quite do it as well, you can have this knee bent, whichever one feels more comfortable for you. You're going to be using your arm muscles, pulling up until you feel a stretch right back here. So right about there, I feel a good stretch. Same hold time for all of them. If your knee is popping up a little bit, you can put one hand here just to keep your knee down. Use the other arm for pulling the leg up. So that's stretch number 2 for the posterior area here. Number 3 is a piriformis stretch. So the piriformis muscle crosses from the sacrum to the hip bone around the side here. It runs this way. The sciatic nerve runs right underneath of it and runs this way down the back of your leg. You don't want that muscle to get tight because it can pinch on that sciatic nerve. So what you want to do is cross your leg just like this, just like a guy does when he's sitting down. You're going to hold on to your knee, gently pulling until you across your body towards the opposite shoulder until you feel a stretch in your buttocks area right about here. So that's where I feel mine right there. Same hold time for all the rest of the exercises. If this is too easy, if you don't feel much of a stretch because it's not stretching too much, what you want to do is you want to have your leg in the same way. I'm going to reposition so you can see my hands, what they're doing. You're going to reach behind this leg, behind the knee, through your legs here, grab on behind the other knee, and then you're going to slightly pull up until you feel the stretch. You can even get a little counter pressure with your elbow here to get even more of a stretch. So right about there, I feel a good stretch in my buttocks on this side. I call this one the figure 4 stretch because if you look down, it looks like your legs are in like the number 4. So just like that, good stretch. So those are the stretches for the posterior area of the hip here. Next we'll go into the anterior hip. Alright, the next stretch we're going to do is to stretch the anterior hip muscles here, the hip flexors. So this is more appropriate on the floor, but you have to have a cushion underneath of your knee. So I took the yoga mat and I folded it up 4 different times, so I have 4 layers underneath my knee so you don't hurt your front of your knee there. So you want to be in this position here, just like this if you can. If you need to have a chair beside you to hold onto that to help balance, that's fine too. But what you're going to do is you're going to put your front foot forwards, lean forwards until you get the stretch in the front of your hip. So you're extending your femur, extending your leg. So right about there, I feel that good stretch right in the front of my hip right there. This one you gotta be careful with. It is pretty strong, so go very slow into it and don't be very aggressive with it. Go till you feel a nice, gentle, comfortable stretch, and then just hold it there, and as it stretches out you can go a little bit farther into the stretch to where you feel it really strong but comfortable, but again, don't be too aggressive with it. But it is a great stretch and you'll feel a lot better after the stretch. Next, we're going to go into the strengthening exercises. So very basic, simple strengthening exercises, again, on your bed or on your yoga mat on the floor. So the first one we're going to strengthen is the front of the hip flexors. So lie down on your back. You want your opposite leg bent, just like this, because we're going to strengthen this side. We're going to do a straight leg raise. So we're going to tighten the quad muscle, keep the knee straight, bring your foot up towards you, tighten your core muscles. Keep your muscles nice and tight as you do this. You're going to lift your leg up about as high as your other leg, just like this. So you're just going to go up and down. Very important to keep your core muscles tight so you protect your lumbar spine, and you actually help strengthen your core muscles a little bit with this exercise too. So rep-wise, 5 to 10 reps, and then try 2 or 3 sets, just like this. Don't let your knee bend as you're going up or back down. So that's the first one. The second exercise we're going to strengthen is hip abductors, muscles on the side of the hip here, primarily the gluteus medius, which is right here. I'm going to show you to strengthen my left side just so I'm facing the camera. So you want to have a pillow or just your arm here. Have your bottom leg bent slightly to help stabilize your body so you don't fall left or right. And then you're going to have your top leg straight. So you can take the top leg, this side that you're going to be strengthening, and lifting it up. You don't want to go too high where it's uncomfortable. You want to stay in a comfortable range. So for me, it's about right there. You also don't want to come forwards when you're doing this. You working more of the muscles in the front, which we've already strengthened. You want to keep your leg in line with your body. So if it was a straight line right here, and then you're just going up and down just like this. This one's a little bit harder because you have the whole weight of your leg. If it's too hard, what you can do is keep your leg bent on just like the other one. Keep your ankles together and just lift your knee up in the air. This is called the clam exercise, just like a clam opening and closing. So these are 2 variations you can try to help strengthen the hip abductors, primarily the gluteus medius muscle right here. Next, we're going to strengthen the posterior muscles back here. This one you have to be on all 4s. So you're going to change positions, just like this. Again, I'm going to strengthen the left side just so you can see what I'm doing. So on your bed or on the yoga mat, you're going to just kick out backwards. So you're just going to kick out backwards, have your leg all the way straight, hold there just for a moment, and then come back down. This one you can alternate if you want to. It's always good to alternate for this one, but we're primarily strengthen that one side. So just like this. You don't want your leg higher than your body, so you want your leg about the same height as your body is. So just like this. About this speed. Again, 5 to 10 reps, try 2 or 3 sets, maybe a couple times a day, once or twice a day, something like that. So that is the strengthening exercises for the front, side, and the back of the hip. And that concludes the video. So hopefully those stretches and strengthening exercises help decrease that hip pain that you're having. You need to be doing them. Try every single day, maybe for 5 or 6 days out of the week, and then try that for 2 or 3 weeks to start with. It should slowly start to decrease your pain, and of course you're feeling better, your muscles feel a little stretched out, they're a little bit stronger, you feel more confident when you're walking, when you're doing things around the house, and so hopefully those will help you. If you like this video, please hit the like button below. Please subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. If you have any comments, comment below. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you have. All right, thank you so much for watching and have a great day.